Hey everybody, welcome to the El Tri Online, your number one destination for Mexican soccer coverage in English. I am Joe Rodriguez, joined today by my good buddy and pal, El Super Mojado. Super, ready to talk some Mexican soccer?
Ready, man. Let's do this.
All right, dude. So we want to start off, first of all, with some recent developments in the Chivas camp, as most of us have seen and witnessed. It appears as though COVID-19 has hit them very hard. The latest casualty there is Oribe Peralta. El Cepillo has been hit with COVID-19. So, Super, let's talk big picture about Las Chivas Rayadas del Guadalajara and how COVID-19 could potentially impact them the rest of the season. How do you see things playing out for them?
Well, this is what now the fifth player, I believe, or fourth player that gets COVID. I was Antuna, Vega, Ronaldo Cisneros, Beltran. So it's the fifth one.
The coach?
And the coach, yeah, of course. But it's with the coach, you kind of like get away with that, right? I mean, your assistant is gonna be there to kind of like get you out of the hole. But the players are the ones that perform. So, and especially being that most of these guys are offensive, it's really hitting them hard, because now the other delantero that is they have to para que acompañen al Macías is Saldívar, and he just came back, so he needs to adjust to this group. It's not someone that has been doing the things with Tena for a while, so it's gonna be very, very difficult for him to adapt to the system right now. And the latest with Peralta, it was that's why one of the reasons why he was out this past game, that the first game he had taken a test. He had some symptoms and had taken a test, and actually two tests, and they come out negative until he finally took a third one, I believe, today, and he came positive. So it's our best goes to Peralta and the rest of the players that are infected, and I hope that they can recover fast without major issues, and hopefully, it won't. We don't get any more players, because it's just unbelievable, man. It's getting crazy.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. It's really getting bad for Chivas, and obviously very tough for all the Chivas hermanos to watch. A lot of their players just basically, get contract COVID-19. So as you mentioned, we wish the very best for Peralta, Antuna, and the rest of the Chivas guys, and wish them a speedy recovery. All right, so the conclusion of round one finally came to an end with Monterrey beating 3-1 Toluca to close out this first round. Obviously, that game was postponed and moved to Tuesday night. But I want to dive in specifically to the three Mexican teams from El DF, so the Mexico City teams. Pumas ended up winning 3-2 over Querétaro. Cruz Azul defeated Santos 2-0. And Las Águilas beat Pachuca on the road 2-1. That being said, Super, in the first round of these three Capitalino teams, which one impressed you the most and why?
Well, I would say that not necessarily impressed me. None of them impressed me. Is week one. They did their job. They won. Cruz Azul managed to take the victory after playing with one man extra due to the Santos getting that red card over there. And I just think that they could have done more, a lot more. And they did not impress me. I think America did the job also with man advantage. So again, it's a good victory for them. It was an away game. They son más valiosos when they're not when you get those 3 points on the road.
Of course.
So and then Pumas, they did a pretty good game, but again, they had some mistakes, 2 mistakes on those 2 goals that they received. So they all had their positives and negatives. So, like I said, it's week one. I'm gonna take it slow. I think that they all won, so they all get a check mark from me anyway.
All right, but you're not gonna get away with it. You have to pick one. So give me one. Which one stood out from the rest?
Well, I would say America, just because on the road, and after that Piojo had this pressure coming from La Copa por Mexico, being eliminated and receiving a lot of goals during that cup. So I think that Piojo did his job, and he cayó boca.
Okay, all right. I'll give you that. All right, and before we wrap up, I have probably what was the biggest surprise of the weekend, or of the first round at least. I don't think anybody expected Los Camoteros de Puebla to be the super líderes in Liga MX. Yes, you're right. It's round one, right? Nonetheless, they are in first place. So here's the question, though. We saw them basically dismantled the newest Liga MX team, Mazatlan FC, at El Kraken. That being said, was this more of future things to come for Puebla, or is future things to come for Mazatlan FC?
Es un espejismo, man. The 4-1 didn't come until like minute 88 when they score goal number 3, and then I believe it was minute 92, goal number 4. So it was a game. It was a pretty even game throughout the whole the 88th minute.
Okay.
And the field was scrappy, man. I just saw and then they had all las cucarachas were falling down, and so I just think that it's like I said, it's an espejismo. Puebla, it's like Atlas, right? They have to take the picture of this week one because being in a super liderato, because that's not gonna be how the tournament goes.
Why Atlas?
It happens to them all the time. They start good. And saludos a Luis ahí. He knows what I'm talking about.
Right.
Anyways, I think that, like I said, it's an espejismo. I think that the game was pretty even. Actually, Mazatlan had the opportunity to tie the game in the first half in a couple occasions, I believe, and they just couldn't do it. So
well, they did tie at one point, right? They were 1-1 at one point.
Well, they were 1-1, but right. I'm saying they were 2-1 ahead, and then they had an opportunity that the goalkeeper stopped the ball. And actually, this week, man, the goalkeepers were on fire, man. Every team, they were just a lot of saves this week. So kudos to all the goalkeepers this week.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that there was a lot of saves, but also a lot of goals as well. And then as far as Mazatlan and El Espejismo, I can see where you're coming from with that assessment. But super, that's all the time we have. Thank you very much for your time. I want to remind everybody to make sure that they follow us on all of our social media platforms. And also, of course, wherever that button is, make sure you click on the subscribe, all right? So we want your support. So please just click on that subscribe button. And also a reminder really quick that the ETO podcast is every Monday and Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. So don't forget to tune in, and maybe you can win a little prize. All right. So on behalf of Super Mojado, I am Joe Rodriguez. Thanks for watching.